Hello world of Twitch, it is me, Matt, from Team MMX, and tonight we will be giving you a brief rundown of our week in the hobby, the recent Soft Lads event that we ran and went to, and also our upcoming events for the next month or so. So I'm just going to jump straight into it with James and Mark, so we'll go straight into that, and we'll have a little chit-chat, and if you join us on the chat, have a little chit-chat back to us, and see what we want to talk about. So, there we go. Hey guys.
Hello.
Hello. You alright?
Yeah, doing okay.
Not bad.
Yeah, good. Been a busy week. But a lot of new releases. Everyone's starting Night Armies. Renegade is out. A lot of nights to get built.
It is.
So I'm assuming a lot of people are going to be busy this week.
Yeah, I've not even. I've opened my nights, but I haven't touched.
Well, let's just jump straight into that then. So what have you been doing this week? Sorry. No. Before that, sorry. New Mortag. Yes, that's what's been announced tonight. I'm going to get a picture of that to talk about later. I'm Matt from Team MMX. This is James from Team MMX and Mark from Team MMX. And we will bring you new content every week, starting with videos like this, but then moving on to battle reports, which we'll get onto later. And yeah, so let's jump straight to that hobby now. James?
This week, I did a little bit of... I painted a couple more bits for Gene Stealer Cult and did some conversion work on some Electro Priests for my Gene Stealer Cult of knights that have stolen things from the Imperium for the Gene Stealer Cult. And I'm now painting a bunch of gaunts because I'm a Tyranid player and you always need more gaunts. So I'm working on 6 Horma gaunts at the moment, which I've still got the paint on my fingers. That's about it for hobby. I opened up my night box and looked at it and got excited and quite daunted at ripping it apart as well. So
How many sprues is the new Big Night? Because I've not opened mine yet. So
I think 3. I mean, I've literally got it here. I'll have a look. But also shiny.
Oh.
But it is 1, 2, 3 sprues for the night.
3 big sprues. Yeah, there's a lot of plastic in that box. I can see why they split it onto 2 different kits now.
Yeah, it's nice as well. Having had a quick look sort of through at the instructions and stuff, it'll all be fully posable on both arms. The legs look reasonably posable, and you get enough to do 2 sets of the cannons and 2 sets of the missiles. So you can magnetize the top row and just switch and choose between missiles and cannons as much as you want, which is nice.
Yeah, that's pretty boss, because you are going to want to swap till everyone gets that little fit, and depending on it's going to make it so you want to build it and play it, but you need to swap it until you work out what you're going to run in that army and what you're going to use. It's the key.
I also think, I don't know, there's going to be some lunatic who buys it and doesn't use the arm weapons. So if you could get your hands on the other arms, there's nothing to stop you magnetizing those. They go super easy as well, and then you can switch between the Castle and the Valiant.
Yeah.
I'm quite daunted because I'm going to be smashing mine to pieces and ripping bits off and building a cockpit and all sorts to put a Gene Stealer in. But I'm a little bit terrified because it's quite an expensive kit to take. I'm essentially going to hit it with a drill and some pliers and all sorts and see where I can get to.
There's a lot of really nice conversions coming out of them already. I've already seen someone with a Helverin, and they've done a Helverin, and it's defeated. It's down on the floor, and its legs are buckled under it, and they've cut the hatch open and put a Vansar Geiger coming out because obviously they wear the bodysuits, and it's just like I was like, oh my god, like it's brave to start cutting apart a kit, but I wish I had a picture to put up, but it's a nice kit.
Sounds really good.
Yeah.
So that's been my hobby week.
So far, I picked up a Blood Bowl team over the weekend, so I've been doing that. Picked up the Doom Lords, so Goats playing football, which is pretty awesome. I didn't know I actually wanted to see Goats playing football until it was something I could do. So that was a fun little thing. Me and Dave in Hull in the chat will be playing some Blood Bowl very shortly, I think.
Hopefully on stream as well.
Yeah, apart from that, I haven't really been doing a lot. I've been really trying to make sure this team looks awesome, so spending a lot of time on it. I've only just painted the first 4 finished them today. So they're up on my Instagram and the Team MMX Instagram. So if you guys want to check that out, feel free to do it. I'm Xeno _Evil MMX, and it is Team MMX for the Team Instagram.
Yeah, I should probably go through the social media quickly there. So we've got our Facebook, which is at MMX Stream, our Instagram, which is Team_MMX.
Thank you, Psychoscum.
Yeah,
we compliment
we try and retweet everything from the guys. Our Twitter is at Team MMX, and as we've said before, follow us on Twitter and retweet the pin post for a chance to win a Night Armager, and follow us on Twitch to put another Night Armager. And I'm going to start looking for some other stuff to throw in as prizes for that. And we did have something set up in the post today that's quite interesting, so we're not going to get onto that yet. Maybe not even this episode, but find some more prizes to put in. Me and the hobby, surprise, surprise. Do you know what? I'm going to try and make sure I paint something every week. This week I've not. It's been really busy. The release of Renegade's been really busy for me for doing stuff that I do. Sunday we were at Element for the War Boot. Saturday we had the event we talked about and we will be talking about later, which was Soft Lads. But I have managed to build some knights. I built some Helverins and some Warclaves. Love that kit. It is identical apart from the arms. I think the faces, I think there might be a different face or two, but I'm not sure. You could magnetize it. If they put the other sprue in, you could magnetize it, or if you found someone who isn't using them, is using second third-party arms, or like there's a lot of third-party bits like claws. I've seen like some wolf ones with like wolf heads and big claws and stuff. If someone's using them and they've got the weapons spare, then you could get hold of them. You could just magnetize your armigers. But at the moment, I've got 3 Warclaves and 4 Helverins to go with the rest of the knights. I think I'm clocking in at about, if you count the little ones, like 12 knights now. No Forge World ones yet, but I should probably start building them and getting them all out soon. So maybe have to work on other models to get a model a week done. You know, I lack painting dedication. Until there's an event, which we do have some coming up, so that's cool. But yeah, mainly building knights for me. Again, other stuff. Me and Mark did go to the War Boot at Element on Sunday, which is probably, for me, I'm weird. I probably enjoyed going to the War Boot as much as I enjoyed going to a tournament.
To be fair, it was such a fun day out, and it usually is as well. It's becoming one of my favourite things to do,
yeah.
Which is weird because you're not really doing a lot, but it's just a lot of fun.
It's nice to chat hobby with people. We talked to them about the stream. We were talking about the new nights. Yeah, Deb. Yeah, 1 second. Debbie has this awesome thing where she does a Poxwalker a day. And if you do a Poxwalker a day, you're soon having a fucking horde of Poxwalkers.
That's true.
There you go. David Holt, War Boot. Yes, Dave goes with the War Boot. We get an 18-foot stall. And it's awesome. You sell your old stuff and you buy new stuff. And rocking the Orc t-shirt tonight. I got a great deal on Orcs. A lot of painted Orcs as well. So definitely going to run some painted Orcs. But yeah, it was good fun. And we're going to the next one in September?
Yeah, it was September.
Start of September. So we'll be going to that and hoping to do some kind of video relating to it. Whether we film some content there or do something in advance. But we're maybe trying to come up with some kind of bargain hunt 40k team MMX style.
For it.
Yeah, still discussing concept at the moment. We got a month or two, but gonna do something. I think it'll be pretty cool, and maybe showcase it off. I helped Tim at Element because it's a great event. It's great venue, great event. But yeah, that's hobby out the way. So this weekend we did Soft Lads.
We did. And
Soft Lads, I said it was run by us earlier, which is a lie. Well, there's a mistruth. It is run by James. So James is the host of Soft Lads, and he organised it all, and thank you to him for that. And maybe you can, you talked about it briefly on the last show, but can you give us a brief concept of what it is, and then we'll go into our lists and what we did?
Yeah, the idea on Soft Lads is that you bring an army that's not going to go to a conventional tournament. This isn't where you bring your Yunari Eldar or your 100 Plague Bearers or any of that shit. The idea is you bring a list that's fun to play with, reasonably fun for your opponents to play with. You play some weird missions. They're all custom missions. There's a couple where the objectives run away from you. Just some bizarre missions. They're not intended to be perfectly balanced. They're just meant to be a bit of fun, a bit different. When you sign up, you have to put your list into a group. and everyone in the group gets to vote and gets to put comments and suggestions on your list, which will make it tougher or weaker. Generally, people will suggest that you remove certain things that they'll struggle to deal with. And you end up with a bunch of people with armies that can do some stuff, but tend to be easier to kill, or tend to be bad at particular things. And you end up playing a non-conventional tournament. So that's the idea behind Soft Lads. All three of us attended this I was going to say this year, but it's actually not yearly anymore. This is yeah. It's got quite a high demand. Soft Lads, I think, sold out in like 8 minutes. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's only a little 10-man event, but it is interesting how far that's come along. I think the first one, it took about 3 weeks to sell out, and this one was literally less than 10 minutes.
Funnily, when we went to the Imps tournament, I had people asking me about it. Some of my opponents asking me about it as well, and unfortunately, I had to tell them it was sold out. Yeah. But there's a lot of interest from places as far as Lincoln. So
as far as Lincoln.
In the context of a 10-man RTT, I'd say Lincoln is quite a distance.
Yeah, I think Soft Lads probably not the missions. Oh no, maybe the missions because there wasn't a GW pack evolved, but probably embodies kind of like a 40k tournament before the internet existed, where people didn't know what they were taking. Some people did have good lists and stuff, but a lot of people who just played for fun and stuff would have just taken a random list. And at least back before I really got into the competitive scene and the scene developed, mission packs, if you go to like a club, you'd find mission packs were really random, or like GW events would have like chase the squig and jump off buildings, but we'll get into them. But no, it was cool. So I took Orcs, which is cool. Borrowed a lot of Orcs off James. It was a fully painted event, and I don't have I definitely don't have enough Orcs to run the list I was running, which James wrote for me. I'm a lazy man. But also, Soft Lads has a peer-reviewed list system. Now, what I have been running is Custodes, and it was kind of shouted back to me that Custodes aren't the softest army, whatever you take. So we switched it up. I told James to write me an Orc list. The Orc list is coming out soon. We discussed it last episode, just briefly, and what we want to see. But yeah, he wrote me an Orc list. It wasn't what I would have taken in a competitive list, so that's exactly what Soft Lads is about. I was briefly run through it. I'll pull it up now and let's go through it. Sorry, I should have been a bit more ahead of my time here.
If you want, do you want one of us to jump in with our list? Because
Nope.
I've got mine.
I'm there. I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good. So the list was a single battalion with Captain Badrook with 3 ammo runts, who is great. I love Badrook. So good at shooting stuff. A war boss with an attack squig, Head Whopper's Kill Chopper, the only relic they have, which is also awesome. And Might is Right is his warlord trait. And he was my warlord. 2 mobs of 25 boys with a knob, and a mob of 11 boys in a truck. 2 Death Copters, seeing a lot of use in competitive play they are. 5 Flash Kits with ammo runts, a Gorkanaut, who was in every list I ran at the start of the edition, and a Wazbomb Blaster Jet, and a truck for the truck boys, but a Wazbomb Blaster Jet. James did give me 5 more Flash Kits originally, but I wasn't going to have the models painted in time, so I thought I'll use a jet, and I'll pick that one, because it seems fun, but not good. We'll see where that got me later. James, what were you running?
I took Genestealer Occult. I maintain that they're a fairly terrible book, which I think, as we'll get to in the rounds, I think that they were soft enough, considering how some of the games went. Neither of these 2 white cult ambush very much. So I was taking an Acolyte Icon Ward, who was also my war boss, because everyone should pay attention to do with the flag. He took the Genestealer Cult's only relic, which has to go on the flag dude, which is a +1 strength aura. And he took the Genestealer Cult Warlord trait, which is Focus of Adoration, so friendly units can pile in when they're within can heroically intervene when they're within 6 of him, which I don't think I did once in the whole event. I also took a Primus, a couple of Maguses, 5 units of Neophyte Hybrids, 3 of them have mortars, an autocannon, and a las cannon between them. 3 units of Genestealer Cult Acolyte Hybrids, who are horribly overpriced, and then I gave them the rock saws, teams of 5 and a unit of 10, all with maxed out rock saws, 14 gene stealers, which I will concede are pretty damn good for soft lads with a bit much, although they did all do not a lot and then die.
Yeah, we'll get to that. Yeah.
A unit of aberrants inside of a Goliath truck, and I think that was everything. Oh, and 2 scout sentinels with heavy flamers. Yeah, so lots of bodies, but generally everybody was a guardsman. So they just died.
Apart from those gene stealers, yeah.
Apart from the gene stealers that Matt really doesn't like.
Yeah.
I don't really like them either, James, if I'm being totally honest.
You both killed them to a man.
Yeah.
So mark your list.
Right, so I was running classic Mark Ward list, # Mark Ward's Crimson Horde. It was my list with 30 Wordbearer Chaos Space Marines, 2 Exalted Champions, Chaos Lord, Hellbrute, Vindicator, which I hate that thing. I hate it with a passion. It sucks so bad. I took 5 Possessed as well, which again are one of the most amazing units in the game. I stand by that. 5 Raptors and everybody's favourite unit of mine, 4 autocannons and a sergeant.
They did well.
They did. My autocannons were on fire, like they usually. I think autocannons are a weapon where if you have faith in them, they'll reward you with results. I fully believe that.
I would agree.
Shocking.
James knows. Thank you, James.
Yeah.
As an old player, my
Spoiler for
entire
round
strategy relied on believing in my weapons.
Yeah. It did.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was my list in a nutshell. Just lots and lots of Marines. Let's get the bolters out.
So
bolters out for the lads.
we all rocked up early. James, you had to set up, and we rocked up to help.
Yes.
We were all dressed quite smart, getting the feeling of soft lads. I'd suit jacket, trousers, braces. Mark was rocking some trousers and a shirt.
Classic shirt and tie.
James was rocking a shirt and trousers. Got to be nice to your opponents. They'd be nice to you.
Well-dressed Warhammer. It's going to be a thing.
Should we briefly, very, very briefly cover just the 5 different boards there were? As in terms of the scenarios?
Yeah, each board's a different scenario, so you get randomly assigned to a board, and then you play the mission for that table. So everyone's playing a different mission during the round, and the aim is to not have anyone play the same mission. With only 10 players and 3 rounds, someone always ends up doubling up, but usually people don't mind too much. So we had, I can't remember which was which, but we had a sci-fi board which was hold the high ground. So 3 tall buildings, you get points for holding those tall buildings. And the twist in that mission is there's a 0 gravity rule, and as you climb floors or jump off floors, there's a good chance that models die as they take mortal wounds to falling off things. And there's bonus points involved with whoever kills their own models the most, because this is a suicide mission. Next board over was... I can't remember. But we'll move on to what the missions I can remember are. The first table that me and Mark played on, because we played round 1, was Catch the Greasy Squigs, which is 3 objectives that move at the start of every turn. You can only hold them at the end of your turn, then they run off again. And if you are holding them at the end of your turn, the squigs bite you and you take damage before they fly off. Which is interesting. It's quite hard to predict where they're going to go, because it's based on scatter dice, if you remember them from 7th edition.
Yeah, they bounce off stuff as well, so it's you literally just can't decide where they're going to land. There's no real tactics involved to it.
It's pinball with objectives. It's quite exciting. There was the Battle for the Brothel, which is a Westworld-inspired mission. We're using Malifaux scenery on a desert board, and you've got to try to get into the brothel doorway in the centre, at which point 3 Beckoners, originally they were Beckoners, they're now Rotten Bells from the Malifaux set, so they're zombie hookers on this occasion, run off, and then the objectives run away from you again, and you've got to try and stay in the brothel for as long as possible as well, while your opponent kicks hell out of you, because you're not allowed to do a lot while you're in the brothel. We played Bloodbath, which is old school, like 3rd edition victory points, and there's some progressive scoring objectives as well. And the final mission, I can't for the life of me remember what it was.
Treasure Hunt.
Treasure Hunt, yes. Me and Matt played that. How did I forget that one?
No, I didn't even play it.
It's based on a Mordheim mission where you're searching for gold in buildings. So essentially it works like the relic, but you have to find the relic first, and it's in 6 houses. So you can each search the houses. Once they've been searched, they're empty. And if no one's found it by the 6th house, the 6th house automatically holds it. Which does come into play a little bit later on in terms of tactically how to play that mission. So round 1, Mark had grudged me, because of course he did. And we drew on the Greasy Squigs board. Tim, I believe you got grudged, didn't you, Matt?
I did get grudged. I got grudged.
Called out.
I got grudged by Tim as he walked into the store. It might have been because I said his name, pointed out, and went, Tim! But upon hearing the announcement of the grudges at the start of the day and that people had grudged, Tim decided to, well, I'll grudge you, Matt. Me and Tim have never played. I don't know where this grudge has come from, but he obviously harbours some kind of ill will towards me, and well, let's just say it was laid to rest one way or another, but we'll find out that in a second. So, how did your game go, guys?
I was concerned the moment we rolled to determine who went first.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't me.
So, yeah, I got first turn, and general plan was kick the crap out of everything that worried me in his army, which basically amounted to the possessed because they looked terrifying.
They are terrifying.
I think a very quick summary of how that game went was I dominated the opening couple of turns, killed a good portion of Mark's army, but notably not the autocannon squad, not the Dreadnought, and not the Vindicator. And I then ran out of models and spent the rest of the game running away from Mark.
Those autocannons were on a fucking mad one. Best part of that game, I had to say, James, was my autocannons claiming Slay the Warlord. After all that shit that had been talked, they popped down from their building, walked back, and popped your little banner bearer right in his head.
Yep, you killed a toughness 3 4-wound model without an armor save.
Oh, I wanted to do that.
I'd be happy about that. Don't short change the achievement, James.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mark got very excited about what his autocannons were killing, which was mostly like 1-wound vehicles and small squads.
My autocannons took the entirety of the wounds off the truck.
They did not.
They did. I was there. It happened.
Hater's gonna hit, Mark. Hater's gonna hit.
Hater's gonna hit.
And anyway, that game finished up because I dominated the opening turns and the objectives didn't really bounce anywhere sensible. I had ball control for the first few turns, so I got the objectives every turn. And then later on in the game, there weren't enough models left that the objectives had a good chance of bouncing nearby, so they bounced around away from us. And I think it was 12-4 at the end of turn 3, and it was still 12-4 at the end of turn 6.
Yeah, by like turn 2, it was pretty clear that I had to table you in order to actually win the game. Which I give my best shot, but those guardsmen are pretty good at hiding.
Yeah,
being Gene Steeler cult bastards that they are.
Yeah, I literally was running backwards towards my own board edge, hiding behind walls, hoping to God the game ended. Yeah, it was a bit of a Pyrrhic victory. I definitely had less points on the board than Mark at the end,
yes.
But I did have a significant victory points lead. So yeah, victory to me in round 1, but certainly not a glorious dominating one.
Okay, so you got a little bit of a jump up there.
Yeah.
How many points were you on? 13, was it? 12?
12 at the end of that mission.
12. Yeah. I went into my first game against Tim. We were playing on the board where you had the high gravity board. You had 3 buildings. You had to get to the top to capture objectives, and it was 1 point for each building per turn, and then extra points at the end, and then a bonus point for most people who died to high gravity. So I played my orcs. I needed to get in Tim's face. Tim was running Dark Angels. He had a squad of Hellblasters, 2 units of 3 bikes, a tactical squad, Librarian. One of the bike squads has an attack bike with a multi-melter in it. He had a Talon Master and a Land Speeder. I don't know if they always come in Land Speeder, but I think that's the fairly...
Talonmasters are in
Yeah.
land speed.
So, Talonmaster land speeder. Then I had a detachment of 2 units of Skitarii Rangers. I think it was one of Rangers, one of Vanguard. And an Honor Dragoon Crawler, and some kind of priest. Which I think in Tim's mind is an anti-tank detachment. So I was a bit worried, because the Orc army, I found throughout the day, actually had less drops than all 3 of my opponents.
Yeah.
Which was very helpful to go first. Very weird as an Orc player. Yeah, Tim got the Onager across from the Gorkanaut. Was a bit scared by that.